The Indian Army has warned that Pakistan may carry out yet another attack inside India, just like the Pahalgam Terror Attack.
He may again carry out terrorist attacks.
Western Army Commander Lieutenant General Manoj Kumar Katiyar explained that Pakistan lacks the capacity and the courage to face Indian military in open battle, thus it may attempt another Pahalgam in an attempt to destabilize Kashmir. He added, "We believe Pakistan's attitude will not change. It will try again to attack us. It lacks the courage to face us directly. So it will attempt another terror attack like the one in Pahalgam. It is important that we remain vigilant." So will Islamabad run to the US again? Pakistan even invited Trump to help maintain a ceasefire with the Taliban.
अगर वो यहाँ भी करना चाहता है, is most welcome, most welcome.
General Katiyar said that if Pakistan continues its policy to bleed India through 1,000 cuts, then the Indian Army will settle the issue once and for all. Warning Pakistan of utter destruction, the Western Army commander told reporters, "The action we will take this time will be deadlier than in the past. It will be more powerful. Yes, you are very right. Operation Sindoor Part 2 has to be deadlier. There is no doubt about it." Unquote. Could that be Munir's attempt to save face after Pakistan military was hammered and embarrassed by the Indian Air Force and the Indian Army in the recent short war, where 11 Pakistani air bases lie in ruins and 5 to 6 Pakistani fighter jets were shot out of the sky? If another war breaks out, Pakistan's only chance of survival is to plead with the US president.
You're the man this world needed most at this point in time.
And we stopped the nuclear conflict. I think it could have been a bad nuclear war.
But now, voices inside America are accusing Trump of putting ego above foreign policy.
Worked out, Modi believes, with the Pakistanis on their own. And the president, out of ego,
but he's not. He's doing the opposite. He's uniting them against us.
Moreover, Pakistan is burning from internal unrest. Over a dozen have been killed in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir or POK unrest. Dozens more have been killed in violence in Muridke and Lahore, while Balochistan and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa are slipping out of Islamabad's hands. Now, after being hammered and humiliated by Afghanistani forces who captured several border posts and Pakistani troops surrendered to Afghans. In fact, the Taliban government's official account on X claimed that it was Pakistan which requested a ceasefire. Afghanistan also claimed Pakistan lost 58 troops in the clashes, which might have forced Islamabad to seek a ceasefire. Now Munir may sanction another terror attack in Kashmir to divert attention.
That we are different from the Hindus in every possible aspect of life.
The Western Army Commander Lieutenant General Manoj Kumar Katiyar asserted, "Pakistan does not have the capacity to fight a conventional war with India, so it resorts to terror attacks like Pahalgam." Unquote. And he is right. Around Operation Sindoor, Islamabad had to take a loan of $1.2 billion to survive and pay its bills. Recalling the devastating losses that Pakistan suffered during Operation Sindoor, he warned that any repeat of cross-border attacks would trigger an even more powerful and decisive retaliation by Indian armed forces. Even after the world saw India destroy UN-designated terror camps in 9 different Pakistani cities, Islamabad will continue down the path of religious extremism and its dark age mentality. The Indian Army commander maintained that the forces are ready to thwart any future attacks from Pakistan. The Indian Army gave a befitting reply to Pakistan. Operation Sindoor was successful as we received full support from the administration, ex-servicemen and the local people. Unquote. Earlier, Prime Minister Modi and even the Defence Minister Rajnath Singh had claimed that the next time the Indian Navy might lead the operation. During Sindoor, the Navy had Pakistan cornered without even firing a shot. Lieutenant General Katiyar explained, "The Indian Navy was also in action. The Navy had sailed into the Arabian Sea, and when the DGMO spoke, they were very well positioned. Had the enemy decided to take it any further, it would have been catastrophic for them. And not only from the sea, but from other dimensions." Unquote. The Indian Army's Director General of Military Operations, Lieutenant General Rajiv Ghai, also gave a detailed account of huge military losses suffered by Islamabad during the short war. More than 100 Pakistani military personnel lost their lives along the line of control or LOC. Ground losses also included C-130 class military transport aircraft, one AWACS platform, and 4 to 5 fighter jets on ground, possibly the F-16s. Indian strikes also damaged 8 Pakistani bases, 3 PAF hangars and 4 radars, destroying Pakistani air assets on the ground. Lieutenant General Ghai added, "We hit 11 of their air bases." Unquote. Pakistan also suffered losses in the air. According to previous detailed report shared by the Indian Air Force Chief, Air Chief Marshal AP Singh, 5 to 6 Pakistani high-tech jets were shot down. This explains why Pakistan latched on to the 5-0 or 6-0 slogan. We know that the world's longest ever ground-to-air kill was at about 300 kilometers plus and 5 high-tech fighters were hit, revealed the Indian DGMO. In truth, while India has proof of all its strikes on Pakistan in terms of satellite images and drone footage, Pakistan has failed to provide even a single image of any Indian fighter jet being shot down. No debris, no eyewitnesses, no video footage, no pilots, and no electronic signatures. Pakistan leaders are just busy peddling lies.
It's all over the social media.
Beggars can't be choosers.
The Indian Army asserted that India's intent was only to destroy the headquarters of UN-designated terror groups thriving inside Pakistan. The DGMO added, "We went after the terror groups, and once that had been achieved, it wasn't our intention to escalate it unless compelled to do so." There was also cross-border firing by Pakistan immediately once the terror targets were engaged. The short war finally came to an end on the 10th of May after Pakistan requested a ceasefire. However, India's pursuit of nailing down the perpetrators of the Pahalgam Terror Attack continued with Operation Mahadev. According to General Ghai, it took them 96 days to complete that operation. He revealed that the army was determined to chase them to the depths of hell, and we did. Operation Mahadev began on 22nd of May when security forces received intel about these terrorheads hiding in Dachigam near Srinagar. After weeks of observation, during which time the military intercepted encrypted communication on Chinese origin devices, the assault began finally on the 28th of July. They used drones while the Rashtriya Rifles and Special Forces commandos led the operation on the ground. By 12:45 p.m., all the 3 terrorheads had been ambushed and eliminated. Lieutenant General said on tracking down the terrorists, quote, "When these 3 were found and terminated clinically, it seemed as if they were exhausted from running, and they also seemed very malnourished. Often, people can turn around and ask us where they have vanished, but it is sometimes like searching for a needle in a haystack." The Home Minister has spoken about this in the Indian Parliament. They were eliminated and justice was served. Lieutenant General Ghai also hailed the doctrinal shift in our strategy against terror. Recalling Prime Minister Modi's resolve, the DGMO explained the 3 new pillars. First, terror attacks will be treated as an act of war. Therefore, there will be a decisive retaliation by the Indian military. Secondly, India will not succumb to nuclear blackmail and will go after terror masterminds no matter where they hide inside Pakistan. And thirdly, there will be no distinction between terror groups and sponsors of terror. This puts Pakistani military leadership right in the crosshairs. The Pakistani military is deeply intertwined with terror groups. Pakistani military even attended the funerals of terror masterminds eliminated in the Indian military operation. Now, when speaking of clashes between the 2 neighboring countries, there is no doubt in which country has always held the military leverage, and history indicates as well. India has consistently emerged victorious in its wars against Pakistan, beginning with the 1965 conflict, which was marked by territorial gains and tactical superiority, with Indian troops pictured on the outskirts of Lahore. In the 1971 war, India's swift campaign led to Pakistan's surrender and the liberation of Bangladesh. The 1999 Kargil War saw India reclaim its occupied heights after fierce fighting, including the withdrawal of Pakistani troops from the region. In May 2025, during Operation Sindoor, Pakistan lost 11 air bases and multiple fighter jets while failing to inflict any damage. In fact, a few days ago, the Indian Army chief himself warned that if there is any future terror attacks in India linked to Pakistan, then this time, India is prepared to erase Pakistan from the map. But what do you believe? Will Islamabad ever give up religious extremism, or will India have to launch Operation Sindoor Part 2? Leave a comment with your opinion, hit the like button and subscribe to Inconnect News.